Welcome to Rare Coins History. Today we are going to explore the most valuable rare Kennedy half-dollar coins from the United States of America that collectors and auctions are paying serious money for. Make sure you watch until the end because one of these coins might already be in your collection or pocket change. If you enjoyed this video and love rare coin discoveries, don't forget to subscribe to Rare Coins History, like this video, and share it with your friends. Tell me in the comments if you have ever found a rare coin. Thanks with love for watching. Coin 1. Today we are diving into a fascinating story from the United States of America that many collectors overlook, but serious coin hunters are starting to talk about more and more. This is the rare and valuable 1998 P Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that at first looks ordinary but can become very special when you understand its background, rarity, and the unique details that collectors search for. The Kennedy half-dollar series was first created to honor President John F. Kennedy, and it quickly became one of the most loved coins in American history. Even decades later, people across the country still save these coins, not only because of history but because some hidden varieties and special mint issues can be worth serious money. Many of these coins were produced by the famous United States Mint, but not every coin released had the same purpose or availability. Now let's talk about why the 1998 P Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar is so interesting. Most people think all modern half-dollars are common and easy to find. But this specific coin has something that collectors always pay attention to. In 1998, certain Kennedy half-dollars were produced primarily for collector sets rather than heavy circulation. That means fewer people handled them in everyday transactions, and many remained in protected collections. However, some coins eventually entered the market, and when high-quality examples appear, collectors become very excited. One thing that makes this coin valuable is condition rarity. A normal circulated coin may only be worth a small premium, but when a coin from 1998 P is found in extremely sharp condition with strong details, brilliant surfaces, and almost perfect strike quality, collectors start competing for it. In the coin collecting world, the difference between an average coin and a near-perfect one can change the value dramatically. Another factor that increases interest is mint errors. Coin lovers always examine Kennedy half-dollars carefully because errors can transform a regular coin into a rare discovery. Some collectors look for double details in the lettering, especially around the words on the front of the coin. Others inspect the design of the portrait and the eagle on the reverse side for unusual striking patterns. Sometimes small die cracks, off-center strikes, or subtle doubling in design elements can make collectors pause and take a closer look. There is also something very exciting about finding one of these coins in unexpected places. Many collectors share stories of discovering valuable Kennedy half-dollars in old coin rolls, inherited collections, or forgotten coin jars. That sense of treasure hunting is one of the biggest reasons people love watching coin videos and learning about rare pieces like this. Another detail that coin experts discuss is the quality of the strike from the Philadelphia Mint mark on this coin. Some 1998 P coins show stronger details in the hair lines of the portrait and sharper lettering. When a coin displays full design clarity with minimal marks, collectors consider it a premium example. These are the types of coins that grading companies and auction houses watch closely. For coin lovers who enjoy searching carefully, it is important to check the surface of the coin under good lighting. Look for clean fields, strong edges, and any unusual patterns that might indicate a striking variation. Even tiny differences can mean the coin has a story behind it. That is what makes the Kennedy half-dollar series exciting. Even many years after it was first introduced, collectors also appreciate the historical connection of this coin. It represents a continuing tribute to a significant moment in American history, and many people feel a connection when they hold one. Because of that emotional value combined with collector demand, certain years like 1998 P are becoming more talked about among modern coin enthusiasts. So if you ever come across a Kennedy half-dollar dated 1998 with the P Mint mark, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, examine the condition, and check for interesting features. Sometimes a coin that looks simple at first glance can surprise you. The real market value for a typical circulated example can be only a few dollars, but a high-grade collector quality coin can reach around $20 to $40 depending on condition. Extremely high-grade certified examples have reached auction results worth several $100s when collectors compete for the finest known pieces. Coin 2. Today we are exploring one of those coins that many people ignore, but experienced collectors always check carefully. This is the 1992 P Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar from the United States of America. At first glance it looks like an ordinary half-dollar, but once you start learning about the details, the history behind it, and the rare qualities collectors look for, this coin becomes far more exciting than most people expect. The Kennedy half-dollar series was introduced to honor the memory of President John F. Kennedy, and since the first release, millions of people have collected these coins because of their historical importance and beautiful design. Over the years the coins were struck by the United States Mint, and each year of production has small differences that collectors study very carefully. Some years are very common, but others hide rare varieties and high-grade examples that can become valuable over time. The 1992 P Kennedy half-dollar is interesting because it came from the Philadelphia Mint during a time when half-dollars were not circulating as widely as before. Many of these coins were saved by collectors in rolls or sets, but surprisingly, truly perfect examples are harder to find than people think. When a coin survives with very clean surfaces, strong shine, and sharp design details, collectors immediately recognize its importance. One of the most exciting things about this coin is searching for hidden errors. Coin collectors often use magnification and bright light to examine Kennedy half-dollars closely. On some coins from this year, collectors report slight doubling in parts of the lettering or design. Others notice die cracks forming near the edges of the coin or small striking variations that happen during the minting process. These types of mint errors are created when the metal is struck by the dies at the mint, and even a tiny difference can turn a normal coin into a collector favorite. Another detail that increases interest is strike quality. Some 1992 P coins show strong definition in the portrait details and lettering, especially around the motto and date. When the design appears crisp and fully struck with minimal contact marks, the coin becomes more desirable among collectors and grading experts. These are the coins that often stand out in auctions and serious collections. Collectors also enjoy the thrill of finding coins like this in unexpected places. Sometimes people discover a valuable Kennedy half-dollar in an old bank roll, a family coin jar, or a collection passed down through generations. That moment of discovery is what keeps coin hunters searching every day. Even though the coin is from the modern era, the possibility of finding a high-quality example keeps interest strong. Another factor that makes this coin appealing is the gradual increase in attention modern coins are receiving in the collecting world. Many collectors are now focusing on condition rarity rather than just age. A coin from 1992 that looks almost untouched can be more desirable than a much older coin that is heavily worn. This shift in collecting trends has brought new attention to coins like the 1992 P Kennedy half-dollar. When examining this coin, collectors usually check the surfaces first. Smooth fields without scratches or dull areas can indicate a coin that was carefully preserved. Then they look at the edges and the details in the portrait. If the coin shows full sharp lines and bright luster, it might be worth closer evaluation by experts. Another interesting part of collecting Kennedy half-dollars is the connection to American history and culture. Many people started saving these coins simply because they represent an important era, and over time some of those saved coins turned into valuable collectibles. That story continues today as collectors search for the best preserved examples. So if you ever come across a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar with the P Mint mark, do not rush to spend it. Take a moment to study it carefully. A small detail, a rare strike, or an unusually well-preserved coin could make a big difference. The real market value for a typical circulated example is usually around $2 to $5 depending on condition. High-grade uncirculated coins can reach around $20 to $60 among collectors. Exceptional certified examples with outstanding quality have reached auction prices worth a few $100s when the demand from collectors becomes strong. Coin 3. Today we are going to talk about a Kennedy half-dollar that many people pass by without realizing its hidden story. This is the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, a coin connected to the Philadelphia production of that year. At first it may look like a normal coin from the United States of America, but collectors know that certain details can turn this piece into something very interesting and sometimes quite valuable. The Kennedy half-dollar series was created to honor President John F. Kennedy, and ever since the coin first appeared, it has attracted both history lovers and coin collectors. Over time, the coins were produced by the United States Mint at different facilities, and in 1973 the Philadelphia Mint produced coins without placing a mint mark on the front. That is why collectors call it the no mint mark variety. Now here is where the story becomes exciting. During the early 1970s, half-dollars were not widely circulating in everyday commerce the way they once did. Many coins from 1973 were saved directly by collectors or stored in sets, but surprisingly, finding one today in exceptional condition is not always easy. The difference between a regular circulated coin and a sharply preserved example can be dramatic, and collectors pay close attention to this. When coin enthusiasts examine a 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar, they usually start by looking at the overall strike of the coin. A strong strike means the design details appear clear and bold, especially in the portrait and the lettering. Some coins from this year show slightly softer details, so when a well-struck coin appears, collectors often consider it more desirable. Another reason collectors love searching these coins is the possibility of mint errors. Errors are small mistakes that happen during the production process, and they can turn a common coin into a rare collectible. Some Kennedy half-dollars from this period have been found with doubled lettering, small die cracks along the surface, or unusual strike characteristics. Even minor variations can attract attention because collectors enjoy discovering coins that stand out from the normal production point. One of the most fascinating parts of coin collecting is the hunt itself. Many collectors search through bank rolls, inherited collections, and old coin jars hoping to find coins like the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar that might still be hiding in plain sight. That moment when someone notices an unusually sharp or unusual coin is what makes the hobby exciting and rewarding. Another factor that influences the value of this coin is its luster and preservation. Coins that still show bright shine and minimal contact marks are much harder to find today because many were handled or stored without protection. When a coin from 1973 survives in near-perfect condition, collectors recognize that it represents a piece of history preserved in time. Collectors also pay attention to the surfaces of the coin under magnification. Small details in the fields, the edges, and the lettering can reveal whether the coin was carefully struck or if it shows characteristics that make it unique. Sometimes the tiniest difference is enough to make a coin more interesting to serious collectors. Beyond value, the Kennedy half-dollar carries strong historical meaning. For many Americans, this coin represents a tribute that has continued for decades. Because of this connection, collectors across generations have saved these coins, and that long tradition keeps the series popular even today. So if you ever come across a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, take a closer look before spending it. Study the condition, examine the details, and check if the coin appears unusually sharp or different. You never know when a simple coin might become an exciting discovery. The real market value for a normal circulated example is usually around $2 to $6 depending on condition. A bright uncirculated coin with strong details can reach around $30 to $80 among collectors. The finest graded examples with exceptional preservation have achieved auction results worth several $100s when collectors compete for the best-known pieces. Coin 4. Today we are looking at a modern coin that many people underestimate, but serious collectors always check very carefully. This is the year 2000 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark from the United States of America. At first glance it may look like a normal coin, but when we explore its background, collector demand, and the rare details that sometimes appear on these coins, it becomes much more interesting than most people imagine. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced to honor President John F. Kennedy, and since the very beginning it captured attention across the country. Over the decades the coin continued to be produced by the United States Mint, but something important changed in the later years. By the time the year 2000 coins were struck, half-dollars were no longer commonly used in everyday circulation. Because of that, many coins from this period were made mainly for collectors, coin rolls, and special sets rather than daily transactions. This is one of the reasons the 2000 P mint mark Kennedy half-dollar has become more interesting to collectors in recent years. While millions were produced, finding one with outstanding quality is not always easy. Coins that remain bright, clean, and sharply struck stand out immediately to experienced collectors. The difference between a lightly handled coin and a truly high-quality example can make a big impact on collector interest. When coin enthusiasts examine this coin, the first thing they usually notice is the overall surface condition. A coin with smooth fields, strong shine, and minimal marks is much more desirable. The portrait details, the lettering, and the design on the reverse side all help determine whether the coin was struck well at the mint. A strong strike often shows clear hair detail on the portrait and crisp lettering that looks almost fresh even after many years. Another exciting part of collecting Kennedy half dollars from this era is searching for mint errors. Even though the coin comes from a modern year, errors can still appear during production. Collectors sometimes discover slight doubling in letters, minor die cracks along the design, or unusual strike characteristics. These small differences are important in the coin collecting world because they can transform an ordinary coin into a special find. Many collectors also talk about the thrill of discovering coins like this in unexpected places. Some people find them in old bank rolls that were stored away for years. Others discover them inside inherited coin collections that have not been examined closely. That moment when someone realizes a coin might be more valuable than expected is what keeps the hobby exciting. The year 2000 Kennedy half dollar also represents a time when modern coins started gaining more respect in the collector community. Instead of focusing only on very old coins, many collectors now look for modern coins that survive in exceptional condition. Because fewer coins from these years circulated widely, the finest examples often remain hidden in collections waiting to be discovered. When checking a 2000p mint mark Kennedy half dollar, collectors usually hold the coin under good light and slowly rotate it. They watch how the light reflects across the surface to see if the coin still has strong luster. They also check the edges and lettering for sharpness. If the coin looks unusually clean and well preserved, it could be a candidate for higher collector interest. Another reason people enjoy collecting this coin is the continuing story of the Kennedy half dollar series itself. Each year adds another chapter to a coin that has remained part of American numismatic history for decades. Even modern issues like the year 2000 coin remind collectors that valuable discoveries can come from almost any era. So the next time you come across a Kennedy half dollar dated 2000 with the P mint mark, do not ignore it. Take a closer look and examine the details carefully. Sometimes a coin that seems common at first can become a great addition to a collection or even a surprising find. The real market value for a normal circulated example is usually around $2 to $4 depending on condition. A bright uncirculated example with strong eye appeal can reach around $20 to $50 among collectors. The highest quality certified coins with exceptional preservation have reached auction results worth a few $100s when collector demand becomes strong. Coin 5. Today we are going to explore a coin that many collectors quietly search for but many people still overlook. This is the 1972 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark from the United States of America. At first glance it may look like just another half dollar, but once you start understanding its background, its production story, and the details collectors look for, this coin becomes far more interesting than most people realize. The Kennedy half dollar was created to honor President John F. Kennedy, and since its introduction the coin has remained one of the most recognized pieces in American coin collecting. Over time these coins were produced at different mint locations by the United States Mint, and each mint produced coins with slightly different characteristics. In 1972 the Denver facility struck Kennedy half dollars with the D mint mark, and collectors often examine these coins closely to find the best preserved examples. During the early 1970s, half dollars were not circulating as heavily as in earlier years. Many coins were saved in rolls or collections rather than being used in daily transactions. Because of this, the surviving coins today can vary widely in quality. Some are worn from circulation, while others remain bright and sharp as if they were stored away carefully for decades. This difference in condition is one of the most important factors collectors pay attention to. When a collector looks at a 1972 D Kennedy half dollar, the first thing they often notice is the strength of the strike. Some coins from this year show softer details in certain areas of the design, especially around the portrait and lettering. But when a well-struck coin appears with clear lines and strong detail, it becomes much more attractive to collectors who are searching for premium examples. Another exciting part of collecting coins like this is the possibility of mint errors. Errors occur during the minting process and can make a coin stand out from the rest. Some collectors have discovered Kennedy half dollars from this era showing small doubling in parts of the lettering, minor die cracks forming across the surface, or unusual strike marks that happened during production. These differences may look small, but in the world of coin collecting they can add a lot of interest and sometimes increase value. Many coin enthusiasts enjoy the search itself. People check coin jars, old bank rolls, and inherited collections hoping to discover something special. Sometimes a coin that sat unnoticed for years suddenly becomes exciting when someone notices a rare detail or an unusually well-preserved surface. That sense of discovery keeps collectors watching closely for coins like the 1972 D Kennedy half dollar. Condition rarity also plays a big role in why collectors talk about this coin. A coin that still shows bright original luster and minimal marks can stand out immediately when compared with other examples. Coins with smooth surfaces and sharp edges often become the focus of collectors who are building high-quality sets of Kennedy half dollars. Another detail collectors examine is how the light reflects across the coin. When a coin from 1972D still has strong shine and clear design elements, it tells collectors that the coin was preserved carefully over time. These coins are not always easy to find because many were handled frequently in the past. The Kennedy half dollar series also continues to attract collectors because of its connection to American history and the lasting tribute it represents. Each year of the series adds another chapter, and coins from the early 1970s are becoming more interesting as collectors search for the best examples still available today. So if you ever find a 1972 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark, do not rush to spend it. Take a moment to examine it carefully. Look at the details in the portrait, the shine of the surface, and any unusual characteristics that might make the coin stand out. Sometimes a simple coin can turn into a surprising discovery. The real market value for a typical circulated example is usually around $2 to $6 depending on condition. A strong uncirculated example with good eye appeal can reach around $30 to $90 among collectors. The finest graded examples with exceptional preservation have reached auction results worth several $100s when collectors compete for top quality coins. If you enjoyed this rare coin story and love discovering hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to Rare Coins History, like this video, and share it with friends who enjoy coin collecting. Tell me in the comments if you have ever found a Kennedy half dollar in your collection or pocket change. Thanks with love for watching.